Hello folks, Abfielder here with another Minecraft tutorial, and today it's an update to my villager breeder. This is a stackable design that you can turn on and off as much as you need. It's the second or third version of this design that I've done, and I have simplified things somewhat from my previous design. I've removed the two beds that I had for these villagers that are in there at the moment. They're not required, as I've since found out, so yeah. I've made this far simpler. I've made the redstone tower simpler. It's just a very simple design that can be very easily made bigger and to suit your server's needs. So I think without further ado, we'll get into the tutorial and we'll start off with what you need to build this farm. Well, here we go folks. Here's your materials list. So you need some building blocks. That's where your smooth stone and your white stained glass are. You're going to need some carrot and dirt. So that's 108 blocks for each layer. Glowstone 11, some beds, some water buckets, trapdoors, composters, and if you want to be able to turn it off, then you need those redstone components. This is per layer, so every time you do a new layer, you're going to need basically the same materials. You will not need any more than one lever though, that's the good news, I guess. But yeah, you're going to need the rest of this stuff. You can start with less carrots, but it'll just be a little bit slow to get started. They're probably not going to breed until the farmer has got everything up and running. So ignoring that zombie horde, we're going to start off with one side and we do 3 blocks like so, and then we come off on the diagonal and we do 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like so. And then we do 3 blocks like that, and then back round in the diagonal, so another 5 blocks and then another 3 on the straight, so it should match up with the first side. 5 on the diagonal, then 3, and then if we build it all right, we should be able to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the diagonal, and that is your basic shape up and done. Okay, so now the water sources. So take out the middle diagonal block and put in your water sources. Do this on every single side, like so. And then we want to do the center block, and it is the very center, so pick the center block, put your water source in. That's your water sources done for this layer. You can go ahead and place your glass block back over there, like so. Okay, then the next thing we're going to do is build this wall up so it is too high. This will stop your villagers getting out and mobs getting in and killing your villagers or converting them to zombies or whatever. So yeah, go ahead and make that too high. And then following that, the next thing we will need to do is turn this into dirt. If you built in a grass biome, then lucky you. You don't need to do this next bit, but I built this in a desert biome. So yeah, I need to convert this into dirt. Then you need to till the land. Once you've tilled it, get your crops in. Like I say, you don't need to crop up the entire area if you haven't got all these carrots available. Just keep in mind that your villagers probably aren't going to start breeding until they have got carrots everywhere on this land. So if you're wondering why you're not getting villagers immediately, that'll be why. Okay, if you need to have a look at what this looks like, the shape of it, whatever, go ahead, pause the video now. Okay, that done, we need to get the composter in. So if you already got your carrots in, just aim at the side there, get your composter in. Now get one of your villagers in. You can get both in, shouldn't hurt, but you just want to make sure he picks up the villager trade. This can be a little bit slow on 1.16. There seems to be a little bit of a bug sometimes with them picking up that mechanism. But anyway, choose a side, one side, knock out your 2 blocks and place a trapdoor at the top of the second block. This is going to be where your beds go, and villagers are a little bit too tall to get through there. So that's what we do. Then knock out 2 blocks, put in your trapdoors like I've done there, and then we want 5 beds centered like it is there. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put a block of glowstone in there, just light this place up, make sure there's absolutely 0 chance of anything spawning. They shouldn't do because there's beds in there. Okay, we're going to go ahead, put a 2 high wall around these beds like so. You can fill in the corners if you so wish. Okay. Now we're going to do the roof of this thing, the ceiling, and we're going to put the light or the glowstone in first. So on the flat edges, the edges with 3, come in 2 blocks like that. So 2 blocks and then your glowstone. You can use sea lanterns or jack-o'-lanterns if you want to. So 2 blocks, 1, 2, and then your glowstone. On the diagonals, we need to do 2 on the diagonal. So that's 1 on the diagonal, and then this one will be glowstone. So if I go ahead and knock out the 2 supporting blocks there that I put in, you can see it's on the second diagonal. Very similar to the straight, but on the diagonal. We do that on all 4 sides as well. And what this does is keep the light levels high enough that the crops will grow night and day, just ensuring a good supply of crops and that you get 2 baby villagers each time. Alright, it'll look like that when we're done, and we can go ahead and fill in the rest of the roof with a block of your choice. Okay, we've got most of the ceiling in, we're just on the area over the beds, and this differs slightly. So for this farm to work, this is important. You need a 2 high gap above the bed. So we make the ceiling 1 higher above the beds. I'm going to put a piece of glowstone in there, just light it all up. And how this works is the baby villager wants to be able to bounce on those beds. So if you don't have the 2 high blocks above there, then they can't. So really important. But to be honest, folks, that is it done. If you don't want to make it toggleable, you don't want to make it stackable, you are completely finished. That's the end of the tutorial. Now, if you do want to make it toggleable, you do want to make it stackable, here's how you do it. Okay then, toggleable and stackable. We need sticky pistons and things like that. But first off, let's punch a hole in the roof that's directly over the drop zone. That will help us make it stackable. Okay, then the next thing we're going to need to do is punch out the right hand block of these 2 here. We're going to need to place in some temporary blocks like so, and then a sticky piston, and then replace that glass block, and that will allow us to turn this farm on and off. We can remove those temporary blocks, and then off the back of here, building block of your choice, bit of redstone dust, another building block, and a redstone torch, and then on this block is our lever. This will allow us to build a redstone torch tower up and turn off every layer like so. We would just build that up as many layers as we've got. Really super simple stuff. Now the one thing I didn't really cover is what to do with the baby villagers. So this is just a suggestion really, but I would knock down a few more blocks and then just water channel them out of there into some sort of holding pen like so. And you can see I'm taking them a fair way from this. This is just to make sure that the baby villagers aren't blocking the beds essentially and allows infinite breeding. They just need to be able to not pathfind to that bed anymore. So as long as you take them a decent distance down and away, you won't have any issues. What I tend to do is do 3 on the lengths of this water channel, sort of 3 down if that makes sense. And then I just drop them into a 3x3 holding pen. I'm just going to show you what I mean by that. So here we go. And I just knock that down a few. If you only knock it down 1 there, then they might not drop down. This is the holding pen, so I'll make this 3x3. What this will do, this water source in the corner, it'll bunch them up in that far corner there. And then I can just use a minecart on the other side to take them away to my trading hall or my farms, whatever I'm building. Okay then, back to making this stackable. We're going to go ahead and line the edge of this with more stone blocks, or the building block of your choice, doesn't really matter here. I'm just using smooth stone because it's nice and simple. So the biggest change between this and the ground layer, assuming you have built this on the ground layer, is just getting the water sources in, to be quite honest with you. So what we want to do for the water sources is we want to get a trapdoor, or 2 trapdoors rather, and just in line with the one below, we'll put a trapdoor on like that. I'm just going to put the dirt around that to show you now. So you'll have your trapdoors like that, put your water source in, then you can go ahead, put your glass over the top, exactly as you did before. The rest of this layer is identical. We just need to do those trapdoors all the way around. So here you can see I'm just putting in the second layer of glass. This is 100% identical to the layer below. Just go back in the video to when I was doing layer 1 if you forgot any of the bits and pieces. Just copy it up. Really simple. And you can keep stacking this up. The torch tower on the left, you just copy it exactly. You'll just run another block with a redstone signal into your piston, and it'll just work. I'm going to go ahead and show you that now, just to prove it one last time. So here we go. So we're going to get our sticky piston in, we're going to get our glass block in, and then we'll just take that out because that was a temporary block. Put some smooth stone in, put a block over the top there. We can put another redstone torch in, that'll invert the signal. There we go. When we flick the lever, that'll push out the block. As you can see, just keep on doing that. I've sped up the game just a little bit so all the carrots would grow, and as you can see, we've now got babies being born or bred. And what you can see at the moment is he's just having a little natter with the adult villagers. So what you'll get is 2 baby villagers per layer per day. You'll get one in the morning and one in the evening. The one in the morning can be a little slow to go into the drop chute, but he will go when he gets bored of talking to him. What he'll want to do is go and bounce on those beds, and when he does that, he's going to fall into the drop chute. The one in the evening tends to fall down a little bit quicker because he's going to go to sleep as quickly as possible. Oh, I thought he was going to go then. He will go. Trust me, I have not had one stick here. I've done this design quite a few times now, and I've never had a villager stick or a baby villager stick into the farm. Anyway, folks, that is the tutorial done. I will include a world download in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button. If you would like to see more of my content, please hit that subscribe button. Anyway, folks, I'm Ab Fielder. That's all I got time for today. Thank you. Goodbye.